Hey there, welcome on back. As always, I'm Carl with Targets with Attitude, absent minded professor of knives and all things sharp. Sit on back, grab your pens and paper, class about to begin. Today, we're looking at a new one from Civivi, their very first fixed blade, the M2 Backup. Yes, the M2 Backup. Sweet little knife. Very nice. But before we get into the knife, let's go ahead and get the syllabus work out of the way first, shall we? If you're new to the channel, welcome. Glad you can make it. Here on Fridays, we do mainly knife reviews. Occasionally, I'll do a review of some bit of camping or survival gear, flashlights, compasses, that sort of thing. But mainly knives. Then on Mondays, we do knife basics, which you really need to know. This is aimed more at the person who's new to the world of knives and wants to know what I mean when I start talking about all the fancy terms. What is D2? What is micarta? What's G10? What do I mean when I refer to a flat grind or a hollow grind? These sorts of things. For those of you who've been with us for a while, welcome back. I'm glad you could make it. Just got one question for y'all. And yes, it's the same question I ask every time. And I hope I don't hear a round of crickets this time like I did last. Has he subscribed yet? Okay, now that's better. Got a bunch of people saying they did. But there's still a couple out there. Let's see here. There's one guy down there in New Orleans. Let's see here. That's Massachusetts, I think. Got a couple in Pennsylvania. That's great. Got another guy down there in Florida. Over there in Oregon. It's like, come on, people. It's so simple. You're here every week. I know that. So why don't you make it easy on yourself? You hit that button right down there that says subscribe. Then you hit the button shaped like a bell next to it. You get notified every time I do a neat new video. Makes it easy. It's a win-win situation. You win because you never miss any of my videos again. I win because, well, let's be honest. The more video subscribers I have, the easier it is to get all these neat new things. But enough of that. Let's get on to the knife, shall we? It is, as I say, a rather nice little knife. Comes with a really nice Kydex sheath. Their own design for a belt clip. And looking at it, I don't know if you can see, but there are Phillips head screws in there holding the clip to the sheath. And it looks like there's some spaces where there's extra holes drilled, so it would look like you could take this thing off the sheath and turn it 90 degrees without too much trouble. I haven't actually tried that yet, but that's what it looks like. As far as nice retention, the blade itself, very sweet. Very nice cuts for your fingers, makes it very comfortable. Really handy size on the handle. The blade itself is D2 steel, drop point with a nice false edge on top. Very nice size. I mean, it's 7.88 inches overall. The blade itself is 3.13 inches, which makes it a great size for a utility knife. And it's just very, very comfortable in the hand. Full tang, as you can see. G10 handle scales. I see no pins, so I'm not 100% sure how they're held on there, whether they've got hidden pins or whether it's just all epoxy. Does have a space for you to put a lanyard on there if you need to, which is nice, especially if you live in a more normal northern climate where you occasionally have to get to your knife with gloves on. That's the main reason I used to put lanyards on my knives. I don't anymore because I'm back south again. don't need to wear gloves very often. And when I do, it's normally a pair of shooting gloves. But all this is really sweet. And I understand it was designed by a Bob Terzulu. I hope I didn't murder your name too badly, Bob. But how does it do through our sound barrier test? Well, let's find out. It's a Civivi, so I expect it to shine, but you know what they say about assume. So let's test it and be sure. Okay, I only need one piece of paper here, not 4 or 5. Come on. My fingers don't always want to work this early in the morning. So let's see here. I'll handle that quick and easy. Here, cardboard. Somewhat heavier cardboard than I normally use, but you know, it's still a good test. Let's see how it does with opening up heavy boxes, shall we? Pushes right through. No real drag that I can feel. Let's see here. Yeah. Shredding the hell out of that. Very nice. Very nice. See here. Paracord. Here we go. And while I'm on this subject, I want to give a big shout out to Birdman68. Wait a minute, is that his name? Let me double check here. Okay, come on. Excuse me. That was Birdman649. My mistake. But he had sent me a care package after he won a knife from me, which was really cool. He threw in some couple skeins of paracord. He threw in some zip ties. And what was even nicer is he threw in some treats for my kittens. And, you know, that's always great. So, but enough chatter. Let's see how it does cutting this, shall we? No problem whatsoever there. Let's get to a smaller loop, but still big enough to get the blade through. Yeah, beautiful. Let's get to that tiny little loop and see how the tip does, shall we? And 1, 2. Not bad, not bad. I can't complain about that. Let's see here. Hang package test. We're going for a big bottle of Gold Peak today because well, I'm out of the small bottles. But it's still ought to do well. I mean, this is a utility size knife. It ought to be able to handle the bigger hang packages. Let's see here. Right in. Now, let's get away from this choil a little bit here, shall we? Keep riding down to the choil on this, but you know what? It's cutting very, very nicely. You can't really complain about that now, can you? Let's see here. Next item. Leather. Let's see how it does with leather. I'm going to start just that makes a nice score line. Let's see how it does trim this smooth. Yeah. Only problem I have is that the leather is trying to bend on me. The leather wasn't bending. If I had it down on the cutting board, let's say, this would Do a really nice job on leather. So, it's in consideration for a skinning knife. Still think it's better as an utility knife, but it's in consideration. Definitely. Let's see how it does on the zip ties. Now, let's see here. Oops. Not bad. Not bad. Let's see how they does at chopping them. Wow. Yeah, it cut it quite nicely. So, yeah. Yeah. It's definitely going to do the job that way. Let's see how it does here. I was working on a dump tray or butler tray, or valet tray, I should say. And unfortunately, the edge chipped out right there, which I might be able to save it, I might not. But let's see how this does at cutting it out of free from the not too bad. And let's I mean, could do better, but let's face it, the best knife for this sort of thing is actually an X-Acto knife. Not a knife like this. But having said that, I mean, it's cutting it out, which is sweet. And of course, trimming the glue right off. Let's see how it does on batoning, shall we? With that false edge on top, I definitely need the glove. So, but let's see. Yeah, that's going through that fast, furious, and easy. Very nice. Very sweet indeed. My son's up. I have to go get him here in a little bit. And yeah, I'm seeing a little bit of shiny spots on the blade itself, but not on the edge. Don't see any evidence of damage on the edge at all. So, let's get that piece of paper back out and make sure we didn't take any damage, shall we? Where is it? There it is. Yeah, that's gorgeous. So, everything I've come to expect from Civivi and a little bit more. The M2 Backup, their first fixed blade knife. Definitely sweet. I love this little knife. I think I'm going to have to add this to my personal collection. And it's not a bad price. I mean, it's just the retail price is $69.95. Minimum advertised price is $59.50. So, yeah. A sweet little fixed blade like this, made of D2, for right at $60. Can't really beat it. But in the meantime, gotta get my son taken care of. And then, as you can tell from my shirt, I gotta get ready to get to my day job. So hopefully it won't be too long before I can quit that and do this all full time. But for now, gotta have the day job. So in the meantime, I'll wish you luck. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned a little something. I'll leave you with a couple videos over here that I think you'll enjoy. And of course, you can always hit that target right over there to subscribe. I hope you do. And we'll see you next week. Take care now. Bye.